that was your winner, Harry Bradley. This is now Expert MX1, MX2. We've got a little bit of a fun fact about Harry Bradley. If you just go and have a look at his bike, he does have a pink spoke nipple in the front wheel, and he's done that kindly for his girlfriend. So if you go and have a look at him, and just dodge that massive thumb that's just above his head. I'm joking. No, but he does have a pink spoke nipple, and we've given him quite a bit of buggery about it on the group chat. So there we are. The boys are going to love that. Back to Expert MX1, MX2, Race 1. It is the 20th, and we are at FatCat Motor Park. The track is starting to get beaten up now, but these guys, I'm sure, will make it look a lot easier than what the clubmen and the amateurs do. 75 there. And that's Ongley. So these guys, bordering on pro, they want to be pros. The next level for them is to get up into the fastest 40. Some of them, you know, could do. That is the goal, obviously, for these guys. It's a level up. This is the stepping stone up to the pro class. It's a 69 of Wigger there. So these are going to get lined up, and we'll be dropping the gate for the Expert MX1, MX2, Race 1 of Sunday. Let's see who can get this important start. This race is brought to you by RFX. So they're going to wait till the green flag gets waved, and they'll get the 15-second board. That then goes to 5, and then they get counted down, and the gate will drop anywhere within those 5 seconds. But just waiting for a little bit of work to be done, probably on the track somewhere. It's a nice looking ST Blazy MX Honda. So this is your lineup for the Expert MX1, MX2. I hope everyone's having a good day. Make sure you make use of the vendors here at the track. We've got all sorts of refreshments. You can get burgers and whatever you need. So that's it. The Bobcat's coming off the track. They've just fixed the face of one of the jumps there to make it safe. There's Kersey and Newbold lined up next to each other on the outside. Everyone's going to be storming into the first corner now. So green flag is waved. We're going to get the 15-second board. Riders are going to get prepped and ready. And we'll know when the 5 seconds out, because the revs will go up, and they'll get ready to launch off these starting pads. There we are. Who's going to get the start? It looks like Waterman. Yeah, I think that was Josh Waterman who managed to get the start there. Josh Waterman used to do, well, AMCA Championship. Not sure whether he still is doing the AMCA Championship, but he's definitely here with us this weekend, so good start for Josh. Come round and refresh my timing. Just caught the back of Glenn Phillips there as well. So as, oh no, we've got a rider down. So where we are, 19 of Waterman. So the top 10 MX1 as they came through: Waterman, Jaden Ashwell, riding for ESP. Sean Southgate in the 301 there as well. Richard Bird, Charlie Putnam in 5th, Aidan Wigger 6th, 7th, Jordan McCoo, 8th was Luke Smith, 9th was Jamie Dixon, Luke Mellows 10th as they came past the post there. Jack Lindsay led the way through in MX2. Oh, look, Jaden Ashwell moving up the inside of Waterman, making a quick move. Waterman's going to bounce back, though, and try and take that back. Goes up the inside, a little bit of a smoother line. Jaden just trying to stay on the pegs, maintain speed. To the 211, Jaden Ashwell, South African rider. Trying to make quick work of Waterman at the start of this one. Both of those guys were all set for AMCA Championship last year, but here they're at MX Nationals, are in the expert class, and they're going for it. Jaden Ashwell having to just yield then just for a second. Waterman has just stepped it up.
Yeah, the speed. This is where we start to see the speed step up now, don't we? You can clearly see now, as we've been going through, just the speed, each class gets faster and faster. Of course, after these guys are the Lifeline's fastest 40, brought to you MX1 by Leah, MX2 by Pico. So some of these guys, you know, would have been in that fastest 40 a few years ago. Someone like Josh has been around quite a long time, done some pro level racing before.
Josh came up through the Team Green program, didn't he? When he was younger, he had, you know, massively high hopes for his racing. Went through phases of sort of pulling back, didn't he? And then now he's sort of creeping back into it. I think he's just he just loves his racing, doesn't he? And he's still very capable.
God,
Jaden
Ashwell, man, he went from right to left to right. He's using up every inch of the track. I saw him, I think, in a race yesterday. I think he went underwater. He's another one that went a slight off-track excursion and went in the sink yesterday. Oh, he did that nice.
I know he's had that bike all tuned up by MFR, so it's got a full race motor in a 450. It's an absolute beast. So Michael Freed's had his fingertips in there, massaging the motor of that bike. So
this is a good race, eh? And back in the expert MX2 category, you got Jack Lindsay on the Apico Husqvarna leading the way, number 433, ahead of Bailey Johnson. Then Jaden Haig, 661. Josh Coleman there's two 661s, that can't be right, is in 4th in the 250 class. Then it's Ollie Beamish, Sam Atkinson, number 127. Moving up from the MXY 250 class as champ, if I remember rightly, he moves up into the expert MX2 class. Again, that progression. Yeah. This is why this expert class is so good for these youth riders.
Like, these guys are fast. This class is no joke. And, you know, it is that sort of next step to the pros, isn't it?
It is. So that's your top 6 in expert MX2, brought to you by RFX. But look what a race we've got on at the front. In fact, what a race we've got everywhere. McCaw goes off the track, nearly cleans out one of our videographers there. That'd be a good close-up.
That will be a good close-up.
Great to see so many media coming out as well, out there capturing the action, both photographers and videographers. You'll be able to see plenty of that online. They're all out there. They're all going to be tagging us into their photos and hashtagging it. So if you want to see action from the MX Nationals on Instagram, of course, follow Michelin MX Nationals, which is MX Nationals UK on Instagram. Also on Facebook, we've got mxn-tv on both accounts as well. But then
Putnam, showtime.
Yeah, showtime indeed. Going to make a move. He would have improved. He's been out in Florida with Josh Gilbert for a couple of months, riding plenty of sand in the heat. So Charlie should be in better trim this year coming into the championship than he's ever been. In fact, the team, SC Sport Homes Husqvarna, new title for them this year. They are going to be racing some AMA. Well, Josh Gilbert certainly is.
Really?
Yes.
Outdoors?
Absolutely. If you go and watch last night's Live at 7 studio show, you'll find it on mxn-tv.
Okay. I think took some yesterday. I think Bobrashev's trying to sort his situation out as well, isn't he? Trying to get his Dutch visa?
That's right, yeah.
Something like that. To say that he's a Dutch... The passport, I think. And then hopefully he can get back riding again, obviously with the whole Russian deal going on. So they're obviously having to deal with that as a team as well.
Love that.
Putnam looking great.
that was that whole thing there. As you go inside, you can't double out, but if you go wide, you can double it.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I think Putnam's a very underestimated rider though as well. He's got a lot of natural ability, hasn't he? He always has. It's just I feel rude to say that he's probably lacked a bit of the effort, but I don't know whether I don't know how he'll take that, but that's how I feel anyway. But I think this year he's more focused than he ever has been, and he'll be able to show a little bit more of what he's capable of.
I think he'll laugh that off. I don't think he's going to be upset that you said that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I think he just enjoys it, and he's always, if you see him in the paddock, he's always walking around smiling. He's a great lad, great family, and yeah, I think this year he's just going to be a bit better than we've ever seen him at.
Indeed. So this is a good battle between these two. While they're battling away there, Waterman is getting away a little bit. Actually, he's started to pull away.
Ooh. The Putnam's legs got booted off the foot pegs there, but he managed to keep it on 2 wheels, and he's just gone round the outside of the AJP gas rider, Jaden Ashwell.
Ashwell? Oh no, hold on. What's happened? Bike.
No.
I thought he'd done his foot in, no, his bike stopped. Clear technical problem there. That's a real shame because Charlie was having a solid ride there on the SC Sport Homes Husqvarna. He's like,
what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, what a nightmare! But that's
I thought that was really odd. I thought, why is he just suddenly slowed down and dangled his foot so much? But
Jaden's going to be like, whoa, okay,
yeah.
I'm good now. So Jaden Ashwell not under the immense pressure that he was the lap before, but I think Southgate's on the move as well, so he better not relax too much. So the top 5 in MX1 now goes. Josh Waterman is still leading the way. Jaden Ashwell there in second. Putnam's out the race, so it's going to be Sean Southgate in third. Luke Smith will be in fourth, and Jordan McCow will be in fifth. MX2, Bailey Johnson is leading the way. Good ride for Bailey. Sam Atkinson second, so Sam's worked his way back up the order. Jaden Hay is in third, Jack Lindsay fourth, and Josh Coleman is in fifth.
Yeah, this expert class is it's really good. As we said, these guys just on the peripheral really of becoming in that fastest 40.
Jaden's under attack again. He's going to have to do it all over again now with Sean Southgate, a very experienced rider, pro rider really. He has been. He has been
previously, yeah, but obviously, you know, to make that pro grade, it's a lot of commitments, and Sean does, like many, works in the week or whatever. So just gone into the expert class. Always goes into a start of a season in the expert class as a contender. There's no doubt about that. Yep. Sean Southgate.
So Southgate riding for HMC Honda.
Yeah, it's that Hertz racing machine. He what you'll get with Sean is he'll go the distance. What I would say with Sean is he's a grinder. He will just keep going.
Yeah.
Regardless of pressure.
Jaden, amazing rider, makes some little mistakes which let him down. He just needs to almost just come back 1%.
Ooh, we nearly lost Sean. As soon as I said about Southgate,
he nearly nearly went for a bath then, didn't he? Like.
Well, I didn't say he wouldn't make a mistake. I just said he'd keep going. Yeah. So that wasn't too much of a commentator's curse.
No, not too bad. I think he made the best of a bad situation then. And that is the... Who's that? Is that 35? So that's Jordan McCoo having a really good ride. He's obviously reeled in Southgate after that mistake, but he looks like he belongs to be there. So Jordan having a good ride on the 35. Southgate just responding to it a little bit though. McCoo is on the inside line. How is it going to fare when they come into the rollers? So McCoo there. You can start actually getting some good corner speed through there when you start actually landing down the downsides of the rollers and stuff.
There we go. Look, there's Bailey Johnson. I was going to say, we just...
so how old's Bailey Johnson?
We just spoke to... I think Bailey must be 18 now, potentially. Anyway, we just spoke to our director there to see if we could start looking at some of the riders down the field, and sure enough, a little radio call into the cameraman, and there we are. There's Bailey Johnson on screen riding for the Verdi Shilo KTM team. So Bailey, an upcoming young rider, he'll be wanting to have a solid first year in this expert class, gain loads of experience, and then, you know, see where he's at. I mean, if he has a good enough season, he'll be then looking to want to maybe try and make the fastest 40 after that.
Like Wigger coming
Aidan Wigger into the pits, yeah. As you can see, a longer moto in this one. It's 20 minutes to these guys. The pro racing coming up next is 25 plus 2, and nearly 30-minute race, but it will be rammed full of action. But Bailey Johnson, yeah, he's coming out of the MXY 250 class last year, MXY class, youth class, moving straight into the experts to gain this valuable experience. The step from going from youth riding straight into pros is such a big one.
Massive,
always,
especially in this country.
Yeah,
we
always
need to work on that.
Always overestimated, basically, underestimated. Sorry, people think it's you know, they look at lap times and think, oh, okay, we'll do pretty good in the pro. It's not like that.
No, because they're doing that lap after lap after lap, and you've got 30 guys doing that. That's the difference, not 3. But he's riding so good, isn't he? The 119 at the minute is on it. So what I was going to say is, prior to this system, very difficult for these riders to go to pro straight away from youth, and it's expected of them as well. And I think this just gives them that buffer time, doesn't it? That season of grace almost, to just pick up the pace, because they're able to ride with like 5 or 6 guys at that speed, not a full grid of them, and it just eases them in to that pace setting. And we haven't had, you know, this is something that needs to be highlighted.
Absolutely, and it's the whole idea of the structure, the clubman up to amateur, up to expert, and then into the elite fastest 40. It's realistically the only championship in the UK that does that. Clearly it's working. It gives riders, you know, that development path, that growth to finally, when they do go into that fastest 40, elite MX1 and MX2, they're a little bit more prepared, a little bit more hardened. They're not just like kids being thrown in the deep end with the sharks and being asked to stay afloat.
Jaden's looking great at the minute. Jaden is in second in the entire race.
Yeah, looking very good.
Bailey Johnson is on his heels though.
So the rider you're seeing on screen on the Verdi Shillow KTM, he is the leading expert MX2 rider. That's a 250 machine. Mixed class, by that we mean you've got obviously same, what we'd like to think, standard of rider, but you can choose whether you're going to be on a 450 or an MX2, and then you're scored separately. So realistically, although Bailey is currently third in the race, he is the leading 250 rider. So he's picking up maximum point score for the MX2 class.
But he is not far behind Jaden Ashwell at the moment. So, you know, Bailey Johnson, imagine if Bailey Johnson clicked off some like overall wins, and when I mean by that, beating the MX1 guys throughout this season. It could happen.
It does happen.
That is perfect for Bailey Johnson to breed him, and then maybe he might go, you know what, I'm going to get myself in the fastest 40 and just get it done. But that he can do that at the right time, you know, when it's going to be right for him.
Yeah, I mean, we got the class we got coming up, the Lifeline's fastest 40. We haven't quite had it yet. We came close here last year with Conrad Muse leading several laps. Yes. We thought it was going to be the first ever MX2 winner in the overall racing, but Harry Kulas was strong last year. And
have we got Conrad here this weekend?
No, Conrad's he's in Argentina.
He is. The MXGB.
He is doing that. I'm pleased to say we got more riders here than in Argentina.
Yes, the grid does look a little bit depleted, doesn't it?
We'll leave that. What a track. We'll leave that for all the social media in the week for you guys to debate. We're concentrating on the Michelin MX Nationals powered by Milwaukee. We are at 4:32 left to go, plus 1 lap in this RFX Expert MX1, MX2 class. It is still Josh Waterman leading the way ahead of Jaden Ashwell, who set the quickest time of the lap, by the way. I missed the start of this one. Who was the Planet Moto first lap leader? Was it Waterman?
Josh Waterman, yeah. But guess who is fastest on track at the minute?
Ashwell.
Oh, it's changed. It's actually Waterman that's just done it. It was Bailey Johnson.
Was it? So, okay.
It's just changed the company there. Waterman has responded, but it was Bailey Johnson. But Jaden Ashwell has got the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, you are correct, with a 2:04.362.
So they're definitely putting the work in, these guys, towards the end of the moto. You can see the energy, the movement on the bike, how basically the lower back just like gets a right pounding in this sport, particularly on a track like this. Seeing Josh there up on the pegs, you know, the technique really is to try and stand up as much as you can. That is the most energy efficient way of riding, let the bike move underneath you.
Yeah.
The minute you start sitting down too much, you're getting all that energy bouncing through the seat into your body, and it just takes it out of you, man.
Especially when you were sporting the dad bod that Josh Waterman.
Oh, you're brave, you're brave. We're in no position to criticise any of these guys out there.
No, me and Josh have had banter before.
Okay.
Like, it's fine. But Josh, he is an animal. He's an animal. He just pushes through.
Yeah.
Just ignores it. He's just got the ability to just absolutely rip. On a Sunday, and fair play. See Jaden Ashwell using his legs then, got kicked off. The leg got actually ripped off the foot peg and was able to find it again just before he landed. But he's under pressure now by the 35 of Jordan McHugh. So McHugh is there. Ashwell is going to have to defend off. Nearly pushed McHugh off the track.
Yeah, well, he's made the move, so...
I think Ashwell's hit the wall.
Looks a little bit like it to me as well. Yeah, with about 2 to go, 2 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Jordan McCaw goes up into, well, second in the MX1 category. But clearly leading MX2 is now Bailey Johnson, who finds himself second in the race. Jaden Ashwell has not given up, though. Look, he's trying to fight back straight away. That's always the best way to do it.
He seemed to do that the whole way through the race, though. The second someone's put a pass on him, he's done the old Cooper Webb trick and just lit her up straight away, tried to just react. And I think that can just break people down, because they think, oh, I've made the pass, I'm done. I use a lot of energy, and if you can just come back really quickly, you can just take people by surprise. But I think this time, I think Jordan McHugh has managed to seal the deal.
Jaden has he's got a bit of the Mark DeRuvers about him to me. Jaden, well, he's just another rider that's sort of long in the leg, rides with a bit of an upright back. DeRuver obviously was, you know, awesome in the sand.
Yeah.
It just reminded me a little bit of him watching him go around that corner. Bailey Johnson, there he is. You're leading MX2.
Second.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, he's up to second in the race. I don't think he's got anything for Josh Waterman, but
8
you know,
seconds now.
He doesn't need to.
When you say Josh Waterman, though, has battled for AMCA championship titles for years now. So this is not just somebody who's just coming out for a play. He's an absolutely phenomenal rider. I think he's battled Luke Burton for forever, hasn't he, for those AMCA titles. So it's good to see him coming out and doing the MX Nationals and having him here. And his brother's here as well. You saw his brother in the other class.
Yeah, we must be getting close now. We are 30 seconds away. Depends where Josh Waterman is on the track, actually, whether he's going to get this one lap to go board. This is a 20-minute moto.
Portman doing a good job of keeping that gap between him and Johnson. Not that it matters, Johnson's on a 250.
So your race order at the minute is, regardless of class, it's Josh Waterman leading the way ahead of Bailey Johnson. Jordan McCaw is in third ahead of Jaden Ashwell. Then it's Sean Southgate, number 301. Richard Bird, 57, is in sixth ahead of number 127, Sam Atkinson on the Phoenix Tools. Even strokes Kawasaki. And it's Jaden Haig, number 931. Jack Lindsay, number 433, is in ninth on the Apico machine. Then it's Joshua Coleman in 10th, number 661. Ollie Beamish finds himself in 11th, number 771. Louis Kessel in 12th, all the way up from Cornwall. Then it's Charlie Putnam, who, whatever the issue with his bike, it looks like they've got it going. He's circulating in 13th, ahead of Jimmy Marsden, and then Nathan Green in 15th, number 41. Luke Mellows is in 16th, number 44, ahead of Aaron Ongley. In 18th is number 166, Jack Moore. Colby Newbold is in 19th, number 46. And then rounding out the top 20, it's Ryan Adair there you go. That's your top 20. Waterman just up on the pegs. Strong old legs he's got, and you can tell just looking at there.
He's rode a masterclass race, really, hasn't he? He put the real hard, fast laps down early. Had to battle his way through Jaden Ashwell. You know, it didn't get gifted to him, and he just put his head down and got away from the pack, and that's it. The rest is history.
Well, hopefully somebody will drag him off the track and remind him he's got to come up to the winner's circle. We've had a couple of them arrive late. Unfortunately, we've got to steer them through the big crowd we've got here, actually, to get them to the winner's circle.
Yep.
We've got a bit of time because we have got a sighting lap for the pro riders before we go out there with them.
Sure, he won't mind me saying it as well. Like, Josh Waterman's actually deaf.
Yep.
For people that are watching this that don't know, he's deaf.
Yeah.
So we will have to do a little bit of lip reading at when I do an interview with him in a moment. But he is, you know, he's quite capable of getting through it. He's been there and done it for many years.
He has indeed.
But we'll go and grab a chat with Josh.
Yeah, you go and do that. We're seeing a So there it is, a race win for Josh Waterman. Second across the line was Bailey Johnson, taking the MX2 class. We are going to go to a quick ad break now, and Callum's going to go down the winner's circle and catch up with the race winner, Josh Waterman. We'll be back shortly.
So we're with Josh Waterman, the man who's just schooled them all. How does it feel, Josh?
Well, right now I feel knackered, but yeah, nice to be able to get a win on the first round. Yeah,
you rode really well, and it's I think you put some fast laps in early, so it was just an art of building the gap and then managing it.
Yeah, that was my game plan. Get a lead at the beginning, or whole shot it, get the lead at the beginning, and then just drop it into a rhythm.
Well, I think, you know, like, that's what you got to do. You got to play to your strength. You have got really good, like, sprint speed. You've raced at a high level for years, so you used it to your advantage and managed to set a good gap.
Yeah, but when I do the AMCA, you're able to do like 4 fast laps, and then you're able to manage the pace, and it's only 18 minutes on a pretty flat track. And well, I went out for qualifying yesterday on the first lap. I was like, oh my God, I'm in for a hard weekend.
Yeah, well, at least it's good practice, and it's going to, like, you know, hopefully improve your racecraft. This is Josh Waterman. He just killed it. Next one. This is the RFX Experts MX1 MX2. It is FatCat Moto Parc. It is the 20th, and we're ready to go racing. This is the second race of the day. Some big names in here, the experts. It's the level before the pros. However, there's still some serious riders in here. Josh Waterman managed to get the start in the last race. Let's see what's going to happen now. Off they go. Luke Smith with a good start up the inside in the 17. Waterman up there again, and a couple of the 250 riders buried deep back in the pack. They seem to get swallowed up out the start on this one. But it's Southgate who leads the way on the 301 on the HMC Honda. We've got Waterman up there as well, our race 1 winner. Luke Smith with a really good start though on the 17. So Luke Smith wildcarding this weekend. He's got a good start to this one. Suffers with a bit of arm pump sometimes, Luke. So hopefully he can put that to the back of him and charge his way along with the front lads in this race. But he is working quickly on Josh Waterman. Looks like that's been done. 17 puts the pass on the number 19 of Josh Waterman. So Luke Smith on the move right now. Next man on track for Luke is Southgate. Waterman just taking a slightly different line then and having to check up a little bit so that he avoided contact. But Luke Smith, where's this come from? He's putting the pressure now on the back of Sean Southgate. Looks like he's going to be able to make something happen here. So Luke Smith looking really comfortable up the inside of Sean Southgate. Number 17. Where's this Luke Smith been all of this time? It's been a long time coming for him. I know he puts in a lot of work, comes over from Ireland. And he's been waiting for everything to click for a while now. So who we got on screen now? That is Ollie Beamish there, the 771. And then who we got with him then? So like when they came through, Josh Coleman was there as well, but that looks like the 35.
That's Jordan McCaw, and then you've got Jimmy Marsden in there making a return to racing on the AGP Husqvarna. Jimmy used to race British Championships back in the day, a bit of AMCA as well. Used to ride for Steve James's LPE team, actually, Kawasaki.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Long while back.
Yeah, yeah. And then you've got Jack Lindsay there on the Apico Husqvarna 433, moving out to the kind of youth ranks, really, and into the expert class, as we've mentioned before. The place to go, really.
Behind him as well, Sam Atkinson on the Phoenix Tools.
Yep.
Kawasaki. Even strokes.
That's right.
That's it. Phoenix Tools, even strokes Kawasaki. Even strokes, new company. Bringing some, well, they're importing parts, aren't they, for shops and stuff?
Yeah, varying
company, so.
All varying brands. One of them, I think, is Just One, obviously, which the team wears.
Yeah.
Got varying brands.
Talon or something?
No, they don't do Talon anymore. They do. We'll go and check them out.
I think there's some wheel manufacturers.
Go and check them out. That's the easiest way, isn't it? Like even strokes, and the team Phoenix Tools.
Might be Kite. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Kite.
Yeah, it's Kite, isn't it? So there we are. Luke Smith, though. Wow, 209. Oh, but I don't know where he's found this flow, but yeah, fair play. He's making it work. 119 of Bailey John. Big crash from
who was that?
Josh Waterman.
Oh, Josh Waterman goes down. He's in a blind spot.
Huge crash.
That's going to be dodgy doos there. Oh, yeah, he's in a terrible area. They can't, oh, man, they can't see him. Oh, my God.
Right.
With the yellow flag on the inside of the corner and with that low-lying sun.
I mean, Josh's kit is a yellow flag.
Well, there is that, but do you know what? That could have been worse.
Yeah, that could have been a lot
worse. I mean, hopefully none of those guys have got too badly injured. It looks like they got away with that. That was just happened behind Bailey Johnson, who, by the way, Bailey is just turned 17, not 18, his dad just told
17.
me. Yeah.
Young lad then.
Absolutely. There's Louis Kessel, all the way from down there in Cornwall.
So
Did I just say Larry?
Could we get eyes on
Or
the
Louis.
front? If we could look at 17, because they're closing up. Sean Southgate's just 1.1 second behind Luke Smith now. The track really is going to start taking prisoners, though, isn't it? Because
Sure, I'd say.
it is pretty rough. I've not seen it this rough for a long time, and you know, I spoke to a few riders today. They said, you know, it is rougher than last year.
Yeah, they're all saying it. Absolutely. Michelin Man's
Look,
still happy though.
There we are. Yeah, he's still erect. There's the 17 of Luke Smith, and right behind him, Sean Southgate. So this one's brewing up to be a good race. Luke's going to be really happy with this. I've known Luke for a long time. He was teammates with Josh Spinks for a while, and
Well, he's always had like good speed.
yeah,
Just always I can't
never clicked.
Yeah, it's really odd. You never could quite put your finger on why you can't get a run or consistency going.
And he's got a good style. You know, he's always had a lot going for him, but he always suffered with a bit of fatigue and stuff. Maybe he's been working in the right areas. He looks really good at the moment. So there we are. He's leading the way, but Sean Southgate's not giving up. The HMC Honda rider is right on his tail. Look at that, Jeff. Oh.
Well, Southgate, I've said in the opening moto, will just, he is a grinder. He'll just keep going, Sean Southgate. He's renowned for it. Steady pace, he keeps going. You know he's going to go pretty much the same pace at the end of the moto as he does at the start.
So Southgate makes the move on the 17. Luke Smith pushed back to second now. I think he'll still be pretty happy with that. He's going to just got to try and not lose his head. Keep focusing on what he's got to do. Southgate, though, really clicking the laps off in the minute. Let's see what his lap time's looking like when they come through. Just about to cross the line now. Southgate 2:12. Luke Smith back down to a 2:15. So Southgate definitely a lot quicker at the moment. And Bailey Johnson in third at the moment on 2 for the F. So Expert MX2 will do top 5. Bailey Johnson is leading the way, followed by Louis Kessel as well. So good ride by Louis. Ollie Beamish in third. Jaden Hite in fourth. And in fifth is Josh Coleman. Oh, we've got someone in the water.
Oh, no.
It's
Jack Lindsay is...
Jack Lindsay went for a swim.
Now the question is, that gentleman helping him, does he? Do you commit? Do you go, I'm going in? We've had riders in there before. Lewis Hall has been in there right under. We saw a rider go under today. And this is obviously the drainage off the side of the track. It's with the heavy rain that we've had. It's not ideal, is it?
The bike will be done as well.
It's like the Blackwater 500 being in there. You don't need it. Look, is that his dad there just going, what are you doing?
I think they go when you go in there as well, you're on full chat, aren't you? And they just suck the water in.
Oh, not a good way. Not a good way for your day to end.
So in Expert MX1, Sean Southgate's leading the way, followed by Luke Smith, who does have the fastest lap of the race, though, 2:09. Jaden Ashwell in third. Fourth is Jordan McHugh. And fifth at the moment is the 57 of Richard Byrne. Is this just the Irish race, is it?
No, well, no, because we got a different leader in Sean Southgate. Sean from the southeast, up near Jake Nichols' place, up near around that area, Hearts.
Is he around there?
Yeah, well, he goes riding a lot with Jake.
Yeah. Bailey Johnson is riding a blinder here. He's working the back of Luke Smith now. Obviously, Bailey Johnson, for everybody watching, is on 2 for the F. That's why he's taking these wider lines. You saw him do it there. Riding for the Verdi Sports team. Yeah, the Verdi Shillow KTM rider. Bailey Johnson. Perfect run of it at the minute. And he's looking fantastic. So he's working the back of Luke Smith at the minute. Luke Smith is on a bigger bike. He's on a 450. Easier to just point and squirt. But as we saw in the last one with Luca Pegg, it doesn't really matter. If you can make the 250 work to your advantage, then look, you can see him. He's bouncing around the track. Bailey Johnson.
Oh, Bailey's looking. Oh, wow.
Oh, that was impressive. Not many people are doing that now.
No, look at that. Just nice and steady on the throttle. Yeah, all the way through that, up on the pegs. Not digging it in, not getting too much. You can see how now we got that fine dust, which indicates to me that those corners are now starting to go a bit more hard pack.
Yeah, it does. It's got a weird sort of hard base here. It almost turns into like concrete underneath.
It kind of goes like sandstone, doesn't it?
Yeah,
But
it does,
bearing in mind, of course, you've got to think how exactly how many times now, like a D4 or D5 bulldozer has been over this place. It's almost like every so often they're going to need to really rip it deep and then leave it for a bit. But of course, it gets used. It gets used all the time. So kind of needs all the sand breaking down again.
He rides very flat-footed, Bailey, doesn't it? Surprising how he's able to pop over everything. Look at that.
Well, do you know what? Just right there is what Josh Waterman's all about. Smiling, laughing. Having his race has just finished. He's obviously snapped a chain, or he's had a bike seizure, or something rammed in the rear brake. Either way, that wheel isn't turning. Matt's at it again. More rugby training. Like the human bulldozer that is Matt Lavender out there, one of our crew helping out. I don't know what's happened there. So obviously chain side. Maybe the chain has got something wedged in it. But either way, they're lifting up. Oh, Bailey Johnson, so stylish over the finish jump. The youngster. So he's up into second. He is your lead, though, MX2 rider in this expert class, brought to you by Race Effects. RFX. Rocking the Bell lid, which is one of the brands that the guys at RFX do. 7 as well, of course. That's what they also... So the Verdi team, supported by RFX.
He's got a brilliant style, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
It's so loose. I'm saying, like, normally, like, he rides with quite a flat foot, like, so sort of in the middle of the foot, not on the toes. People do it all differently, but normally the people that ride like that aren't so loose, but he's so loose. He's sort of thrown himself into everything, and it's just the way he seems to be able to maintain speed around this track, but I haven't seen him on hardpack yet.
Oh no, Bailey's equally as good on hardpack. Coming through,
this weekend he's looked amazing.
Well, he's gone up to the expert class. He's had dice ups before with like Charlie Heyman and those guys, but he's moved up. And again, this is the perfect class for him. I think if he dives straight into the fastest 40, might just find it hard work. His confidence might take a bit of a hit.
I think looking at him, he's got a bit of growing to do.
Oh, look at this. Sean Southgate is looking down, and no wonder, because his bike is steaming all around him. Has he lost his rad cap? That's what I think he's trying to look at.
Or is that fuel coming out, maybe?
Maybe, but you can see there the smoke. Is it smoke or steam?
No, the fuel cap's still on.
Is that rad side with the cap? Maybe the cap's leaking?
Cap's still on.
Yeah, because it would blow up more steam than that if the cap had come right off. So I don't know where that steam is coming from, but he's carrying on regardless. So Callum, what's the rundown in the classes? If we break the classes down, where are we at with that?
So let's have a little look. MX2, still Bailey Johnson, absolutely stomping it at the moment. 8 seconds over Louis Kessel. Louis Kessel there in second. Third, we've got Ollie Beamish. Fourth, Aaron Ongley up to fourth. Yeah. Good ride for him. And then in fifth, Jimmy Margaretson. In the MX1.
Yeah, Southgate, as we can see, steaming his way around the circuit. Out in front of Luke Smith. Then it's Jaden Ashwell, the AJP, Husqvarna 211 in third. Jordan McCaw is in fourth, moving up a spot past Richard Bird. Jamie Dixon, the rider from down in Poole in Dorset, finds himself in sixth. Charlie Putnam in seventh, probably not where he wanted to be, particularly after his first moto performance.
Really good in the first moto.
Then it's Nathan Green in eighth. Ryan Adair is currently ninth. Luke Mellows who resides in Weston-super-Mare. You'd have thought he'd be good in some. Well, no, because you only ride the beach race once a year, and even then,
Oh, that's true.
only if you want to. Never appealed to me. And then you got Glenn Phillips. There you go, Glenn Phillips. It was actually my teammate on the TM factory-supported team back in 2000.
I wonder how Glenn's feeling now.
He'll keep going. He'll probably be hating it.
He'll keep going though.
No, he won't, because that's why he's still doing it.
He's tough, isn't he? But he always has been. Like, I mean, for years. Even since like when I was racing, he was probably coming towards the end of like being a pro, and I always remember him being just. He was a big bloke then, but he just gritty bugger.
He is.
He just. He'd do it like I'd see him ride at like I think I remember him doing like KWS and stuff sometimes. It used to blow my mind.
He's always been quick. Always been quick as Glenn. We had some
did
good.
He ride for ARW?
Yeah, he rode for variant teams. He rode for Honda.
That was Wainwright's
yeah,
team.
way back.
That was Wainwright's team back in the day.
Rode
ARW.
For Roy Emberson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as I said, was my teammate in 2000 on the TM Nick Craigie back machine. That was a fun trip down to the factory with him and Johnny Pettit. So it's Southgate still leading. Bailey Johnson in second. Then it's Luke Smith, Jaden Ashwell, Louis Kessel, Ollie Beamish, Jordan McCaw, Richard Bird. Then you've got Aaron Ongley, Jimmy Marsden. That is your top 10 in the race, not by class. This is the RFX Expert MX1 MX2. Up next, the final race of the day and of the weekend. We have the Lifelines Fastest 40 incorporating the Liat MX1 Championship and the Apico MX2 Championship.
About 3 laps to go now of this race. And yeah, we get to see the pros.
Wonder how they're going to handle that. Well, same as before, really, I guess.
They'll make it look very easy, I'm sure.
It will be harder. The track will be harder. I don't think, they're conditioned really well. They can cope with rough tracks. I don't expect too many errors. What I do expect them to be struggling more with will be the low light and the shadows.
Did we find out what happened to Tommy Searle?
No, we haven't had a chance to run that far. You and I are so unfit, we only just make it back and forth to the winner's circle, let alone halfway across the paddock.
Jaden Ashwell on the AJP Gas. New team. I know they were going to do the AMSA Championship. Change of heart.
Yeah.
Chose to come here.
Which is fantastic. I think, speaking to Ben Prosser, who, helps run the team of extreme sports people, graphics and brand. Obviously, Ben was saying that, they decided to come and do this because of this very here live stream. Straight away they can give something more back to their sponsors because people can tune in. They don't always have to come to a race, so a lot of their sponsors, personal ones and whatever, can watch us at home, and hopefully they get some good amount of airtime. And to be fair, Jaden has put it up there, and
he's put himself. He's put himself in the right position to give himself airtime, and he's done really well. Currently running the 3rd in the MX1.
So here we go, the final lap of the race in this RFX Expert class. It's Sean Southgate. Whatever that was steaming, it's stopped, so he might be out of water, but these modern bikes can go for a good few laps with no water before they do give up. I don't think it was that. I don't know what it was really, but he doesn't seem to be too phased about it.
No, I mean, if it's out of water, then you don't need to worry until it starts burning oil. You'll start seeing blue smoke, and then that's normally when it's going to go.
Yeah, that's when you've got to make an executive decision
to stop
as a privateer. You're like, how much do I want this win?
Yeah.
Am I going to risk it for a biscuit and then do a $2,000 rebuild or whatever it is?
Is this win worth $2,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, pro riders, they don't have to worry. They just ride it until it goes bang.
Luckily,
they have to pay for it.
Looks like there's still a bit of steam coming out.
That's all right.
Beg my pardon.
Apologies for that.
Just sent a massive cough out over the tannoy system.
That's okay. I know you're suffering, man. You've done well. We'll be absolutely A1 come round 2. Fit as fiddles. I might go into training.
Let's talk about that. But hopefully I don't get long COVID. I might just use that as an excuse. Oh my God, I can have long COVID.
I don't think you want that.
No, I don't.
But Southgate looking very, very good here. He knows he has a big old gap of 18 seconds over Bailey Johnson. And anyway, Bailey Johnson could go by him and he'd still take the class win, so it doesn't matter. He's just up on the pegs. Nice and steady through there. He'd have been reading his lap boards, and he's probably just doing what he needs to do to nurse that bike home. Callum's going to shoot down there to have a word with Sean, who's going to be turning up at the winner's circle. He has just got to get round this lap rider, no problem. There it is, the checkered flag, a race win for the HMC Hertz Motors Company or Sport Honda rider, Sean Southgate. Bailey Johnson on the Verdi Chillo KTM is going to take the MX2 category race win. There he is, Bailey. Nice little pop over the finish jump, wheel tap, brings it home. Right, we're going to go to some commercials very quickly, and then we'll be back at the winner's circle with Callum.
So I'm here with Sean Southgate on a little bit of a poorly bike. I think we're okay though, aren't we? Yeah. Just a radiator cap or something. You just saw Sean win the MX1 expert race. How did it feel, mate? The track looks absolutely savage.
Yeah, that's rough. That's very rough. I'm pleased the first race this morning I just rode like an absolute wally, but yeah, I was happy with that. Just no pressure, and that's why I'm doing it. Just want to come and enjoy myself and then go to work tomorrow with a smile on my face. That's all I want to do. So yeah, I was well chuffed for that.
Yeah, you picked it up, definitely. You look like a different rider in that one. Is there anyone you want to thank for your...
Yeah, definitely. Hearts MX for the continued help. Mark Eastwood from Eastwood Racing for the suspension. We really made a big improvement 2 weeks ago and really did settle me down. Yeah, everyone else on the shirt, my wife, my mum and dad. Yeah, brilliant.
Great. Hopefully we can see some more rides like that throughout the season.
Nice.
Well done.
Cheers.
So we're here with Bailey Johnson. You dominated the 250s in the experts over the weekend. Mate, you're looking great. Is there anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the entire Verdi team, really helping me out. Great bike. Justin Morris for the training, Jamie Kelly for the PT sessions to get me fit enough to ride stuff like this.
Mate, you've got to be seriously fit, because the way you were riding out there, you were just hitting everything. It shocked me really that you was able to ride with so much aggression throughout the whole race. So definitely fitness is a factor.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything else?
Just a good weekend really. I come in not really expecting like any positions. I just thought I'd come and with an open mind, and obviously I was hoping to come out on top, and in the end I did. A few bad starts, but I ended up pulling through and nearly winning out of everyone out of the 450s as well in both races, but it's a bit hard work on this 250.
I bet, but I think you could do it. Like, it's not like it's an unachievable task. I think you could do it, but definitely with the way you were riding then. Do you think it's doable?
Yeah, I think definitely it's doable. I think that first race, if I had a couple more laps, I would have definitely got past, but starts, I were really lacking starts this weekend, so I were making it hard from the get-go, so 100% it's doable to beat them all.
Brilliant. And do you think it was a good idea going do the expert class before just throwing yourself in with the fastest 40?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a big confidence booster, because in the British I'm in the MX2, so you know, it's hard mentally sometimes when you're so far up back in the pack when you're used to winning all the time. So I think it's definitely a confidence booster coming here and, you know, coming out on top for ready for next year and etc.
Yeah, definitely. Well done, mate, and hopefully we'll see a lot more of you in the future. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.